Hi, I'm Marla Niederer from OrsinisAngels, and what I want to share with you today is how I created an Easel Happy Birthday card. And it's quite a bit of dimension just on the top of it, and when you open it, it folds, and then it'll stand up by itself because it has this to hold it in place. And it's basically the card itself. You create a triangle and then you're gluing the decorative part of the card onto that triangle. So I'm going to share with you the dimensions of all the pieces that I used in the description of this video, and I'll probably add them in writing to it someplace too. But anyway, I'm sure you don't want to hear me go over all the dimensions, but I will share them with you in the description. So what I started out with is the base, and you can do this really in any size you wish, but I chose to do kind of like a standard size. So like when I fold it up, it's basically, let's see, 4.5 by 6 inches. So it should fit in an envelope, other than the fact that it's so very thick. So I wouldn't mail it without a mailer because I think it might get destroyed. But anyway, so what you do is you take the base, which is a long rectangle, and you just fold it in half. And I have a bone folder, but if you don't have a bone folder, you can use a plastic card or just your finger, whatever's handy. And then as you see, so this is the base, so it opens up, and in order to create that easel, what you do is you just fold over the front in half, and then you do the bone folder thing again and just make a nice crease, so it will basically create an easel. Alright, so what I wanted to do to make it a little decorative and give it a little bit of dimension, as you notice there's some texture, and this is not necessary, but if you wish you can add a little texture to it. And what I used was I have an old cuddle bug, but there's, I don't think they sell this anymore, but they have a lot of different embossing machines out there. I think Cricut, the cutting machine, I think does embossing. I don't know how good of a job it does, but because I use a silhouette machine a lot of times for my cutting. But there's also other ones that are electronic, and there's other crank ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab I think I'm going to start out with the green layers. So I'm just going to add, I have a bunch of different little embossing plates, and I think for this one I might use this embossing plate. So when I do the embossing, I have, depending on the plate, if it's thin like these, I just use a Cuttlebug plate, A plate, and 2 B plates. So I'm just going to show you how to do one, but so what I'm going to do is just put these both in there. So I'm using the 2 pieces and I'm trying to kind of keep it the same. And if you haven't used one of these, I mean, this is very similar to like a Big Shot, which they still sell. And I think Anna Griffith has an electronic one. So it's something I had, you know, so I use it every once in a while. And you just run it through. And it comes out, the pieces come out embossed. So I don't know how well you can see this on the camera, but there is some dimension to the pieces. So I'm going to continue to emboss the rest of the pieces that I'm going to be using, and well, not all of them, but I'm going to emboss quite a few of them, and then I will do that off camera and come right back. Okay, I'm back, and I have the cutout pieces for the decoration, and what I'm going to use is 3 roses on this part, and then I'm going to also add 3 roses to the other part. So I'm just separating them away. Now you can use glue if you wish, but I decided to go with some foam tape to give that extra dimension. And you can use whatever brand you have. I had this laying around, so I'm using this. So I'm just going to cut pieces and attach them together, and get my components going here. So for the birthday, it's pretty sticky foam tape. So for the birthday, I like to usually put one in the center and also on the end, so that it doesn't look like it's flopping around. And this will be at the top. So I'm just going to start trying to center it. Now with glue, you can wiggle it around, but with foam, it's kind of, once it's stuck, it's done. But anyway, so I have that, and I'm going to just kind of keep going in layers. And some people, you know, find some foam tape in the dollar store or things like that. I have some more in bulk from like scrapbooking.com, and this I just bought, I think, in Walmart. But you know, just whatever you find, whatever you have, but it just gives it another layer of depth. And now it makes it a little harder to mail. So for this card, what I'm going to do is, you know, put it in an envelope and then put it in a bubble wrap mailer, so that it won't get ruined. But you know, this is a lot of fun. So I like the fact that I was able to use my own artwork and be a little creative, and you know, hopefully it'll be something that the recipient will keep around for a little bit. Actually, this one that I'm making is for my aunt, and she's actually turning 90. So that's pretty awesome, I think. And Anyway, she used to make me vanilla pudding for breakfast when I was a kid. And I just thought that was the most awesome thing in the world. And she's very family oriented. And so I hope this brightens up her day just a little bit. Just to give back a little bit of the love that she gave me all through my life. So it's nice to make something special for the special people in your life. So, I mean, it really goes together quite quickly once you cut everything out. So if you like fussy cutting, you know, this could be a fussy cut project. And if you like cutting with your machine, that's something you can do too if you have one. Took me a long time to decide to buy a cutting machine, and ever since I did, I really have enjoyed playing with it. And what I use it for is I actually design my own things right on the space. I like the silhouette design space. It takes a little bit to learn how to use it, but once you do, it gives you a lot of freedom to design whatever you would want. So there we go with that. And then the next layer is the group of roses. And even if you are doing this without the foam, you would want to offset it a little bit so it gives it a little bit more dimension. But I'm doing with the foam, so that gives it dimension too. And in order to hold up the card as an easel and to stand on its own, you need something holding this in place. So that's where this comes in, and typically that's, you know, you really need to put some added dimension on it, and that's where, you know, the foam tape. If you're not going to use it anyplace else, you really want to use it on this. And although some people will make these easel cards using buttons that they glue onto the card in the spot to hold things in place when you're standing up the easel. But I had so much fun designing this and creating it, and I thought that it might be something fun you would like to do. Most of the time what I do is for most of my card making, I glue it together, but I just really liked how this came out, and I didn't want to worry about the glue seeping where I didn't want it. So what I did was I used double-sided tape. And I know you can get these in runners. I think I'm going to do this just so I don't accidentally ruin it. It is so sticky, which is why a lot of people for card making have the double-sided, have the runners for this. What you want to do is line it up with the edge. And I find this keeps it very nice and secure. And then it can flip up, and then you can decide exactly where you want it. So what I did is I left a little bit showing on my other one. So I did it right here. And I think what I'm going to do is put it right on this. There it is. So when you open it, it comes out like this. You open it up, fold it right here, and you have your beautiful happy birthday easel card. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you soon. Bye now.